Starla, and today we're going to talk about something that's kind of been on my mind lately, K-pop, and the beauty standards that come with it. Honestly, I think some of it is pretty ridiculous, so let's just get right into it. So when I was a teenager, kind of around my sophomore year, I consumed a lot of K-pop. It was just a lot. I was completely mesmerized by how in sync these groups were, how creative and colorful their music videos are, and let's be real, I'm a huge sucker for boy bands. I was obsessed with BTS and Big Bang. At one point, it felt like K-pop was the only thing I listened to. Honestly, I just couldn't get enough of it. It was this world of vibrant energy and insane choreography, so different from anything I'd ever seen before. My mind was blown every time I watched a performance. But there was one thing that stood out above it all. The idols, the way they looked, almost too perfect to be real. Porcelain skin, big eyes, tiny noses. Even the male idols had this doll-like quality to them. It was like an impossible standard of beauty that everyone in the K-pop industry seemed to live up to. As a teenager, I didn't think much of it. I was just kind of in awe about how flawless they looked, how amazing their performances were, and how confident in general they all seemed to be. But now as an adult, I can't help but look at it very differently now. Don't get me wrong, I still love K-pop. The music, the energy, the performance, it's all amazing. But the more I learned about the reality behind the scenes, the more I realized there's something off about the whole thing. K-pop idols are undeniably talented. They're complete performers, dancing, singing, rapping, acting. But becoming a K-pop star isn't as glamorous as it seems. The pressure they face is immense. Most idols don't just wake up and suddenly become famous. They start as trainees. And here's one of the crazier stories that I've learned about. Some of them can start as early as 12. Imagine preparing yourself to be like a global superstar sensation at the age of 12. Although it's rare, it's still pretty mind-blowing to just think about that. And it's not just about being a performer. These idols go through insane training schedules, hours of dance practice, vocal lessons, acting classes, even language lessons. There are so many stories about the toll this takes on their mental health and how sometimes it becomes unbearable. They're expected to be more than just performers. They're supposed to be perfect human beings too. Now about those perfect looks. Remember how I mentioned that they all kind of have this doll-like quality to them? Well, it turns out it's not all natural. It's plastic surgery. And yes, most of you guys may know all of this, but as a teenager when I was watching this, I had no idea, and I really never paid it any more of attention when I was older until I started doing more research on this video, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize how common it was in the K-pop world, and not even the K-pop world, but in Korea in general. Once you start digging, you realize how much plastic surgery plays into these unrealistic beauty standards, not just for the idols, but for the fans too. Plastic surgery in Korea is extremely common. 1 in 5 women have had some sort of procedure done. Whether it's double eyelid surgery to make their eyes bigger and more expressive, nose jobs, or even jawline contouring to get that V shape everyone's obsessed with. The beauty standards there are intense. Honestly, sometimes it feels like you can't even tell if these idols are doing it for themselves or just because it's what society expects them to look like. Another huge thing in Korea is the push for lighter skin tones. It's not just about using sunscreen or brightening creams, but also things like tone-up creams and makeup that's way lighter than their natural skin tone. And then there's this whole, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, glutathione thing. So it's an antioxidant our bodies naturally produce. It's made up of 3 amino acids, glutamine, cysteine, and glycine, and it plays a big role in protecting our cells from damage and helping with detox. It also supports the immune system and keeps your organs healthy. People also use glutathione for its skin lightening effects. It's thought to reduce melanin production, which is what gives the skin color. Basically, it slows down the enzyme that makes melanin, giving you that brighter, more even complexion. I've heard some people say it's just the lighting and the way photos are edited that makes K-pop idols look porcelain smooth. So no matter what people are using, whether it's products of lighting, the perfect skin look is definitely on trend right now. I've always wondered if there wasn't this certain pressure to look a certain type of way, would we love ourselves more? All around us, we see a lot of fake things and a lot of plastic surgery. Growing up in that type of society may have us be really critical of ourselves, because what I've noticed on a lot of people is once you start getting plastic surgery, you hyperfixate on the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing you know, you have a face that you were not even born with. So is it because of what society views as beauty, or are you getting this plastic surgery because it's what you deem as beauty? I'm not anti-plastic surgery. If you're doing it for you, at the end of the day, if it makes you happy, more power to you. But the way that K-pop at such a large scale, I don't know. So let's talk about Blackpink for a second. The reason why I picked this specific group is because not only are they huge in Korea, but but in the States, they kind of also blew up. No denying that they definitely got plastic surgery to fit into South Korean beauty standards. So I just kind of want to look at some before and after pictures. I think they were gorgeous, beautiful before, and it does sadden me that not only them, but the majority of K-pop groups undergo these surgeries to look beautiful or what they deem as beauty, and they had nothing wrong with them to begin with. Another thing that's always bugged me is the pressure that they have on their bodies. Almost all the idols are incredibly thin, which makes sense given how much they train, but the thing is, they're already pushing their bodies to the limit, and the last thing they should be worrying about is keeping track of their weight and diets. Idols are weighed regularly by their managers to ensure they meet a specific weight goal, and these weight goals are often based on this formula. So I saw a video on this channel called Ayo, and she briefly talked about it.
계속 다이어트를 하다가 이성의 끈을 놓고 먹었는데 그 다음에 바로 검사를 한 거예요. 몸무게가 훅 쪄 있으니까 회사 근처를 시간 안에 9바퀴를 달렸던 기억이 있습니다. 듣기로는 키 센티미터에서 120을 뺀 몸무게.
너무 말랐다 이 정도 해야 TV에 이쁘게 나오는 것 같아요. 데뷔하기 전까지는 데뷔하는 거에 지장이 있을 수 있으니까 더 빡세게 하는 것 같은데 데뷔하고 나서는 스케줄을 어쨌든 소화를 해야 되니까 밥도 먹이고 막 이렇게 하시는 것 같아요.
For me, if we do the math, I already did it, it's 77 pounds. When I was in high school, the lightest that I weighed was 100, and that was with me doing cross country and track. Okay, so I was like the peak of my peak fittest that I'll ever be, and the fact that doing this and seeing the answer be 77, that should be illegal. That I was just like, we're not designed to be this certain formula. Oh my god, it's not okay. I don't know if they use it on every single person, but that's just something that she talked about. I really hope that's not something that they are still enforcing nowadays, because that's just so incredibly unhealthy. And these weight goals can lead to some extreme, very unhealthy diets. Idols like Momo from Twice. Momo once opened up about how, as a trainee, she was told she had to lose 7 kilograms, about 15 pounds, before her debut. No excuses. She had just 1 week to do it. To hit that target, she went to extreme lengths, barely eating and working out non-stop. I didn't eat anything for a whole week. I spent all the time at the gym, and I'd spit all the time to get rid of water weight. I was so scared that when I tried to sleep, I thought I might not wake up. I ended up crying, Momo admitted. Her diet was just a cube of ice a day, but she even worried that might make her gain weight. In the end, she didn't quite make it in time, so they gave her a few extra days. She did finally lose the 7 kilograms, but when her group saw her, they were shocked. She looked so pale they thought she was close to passing out. After hitting her goal, Momo went all out and ate everything in sight. By the next week, she'd gained all the weight back. I also saw this one video on TikTok from a rapper, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name, Jun So-yeon. She basically discussed some diet tips, and I was like,
소연 언니, 저 다이어트 하는데 다이어트 팁 알려주세요. 제가 다이어트 팁을 드리자면 저는 개인적으로 다이어트를 하면 그런 식으로 하는 편이에요. 일단 다이어트 팁은 그냥 적게 먹으면 좀 되는 것 같기도 하고요. 저는 개인적으로 야식을 먹고 그냥 아침, 점심을 안 먹는 편이에요. 왜냐면 저는 배고프면 잠을 못 자는 편이어가지고 네, 야식을 그냥 먹고 아침, 점심은 그냥 깡으로 굶는 그러는 편입니다.
And it's not just female idols. Male idols like Jimin from BTS have also opened up about his own diet to conform to these beauty ideals.
이게 닭가슴살 이런 거 보니까 다이어트를 계속 꾸준히 한다는 얘긴데 우리 진 씨가 굉장히 극단적으로 심하게 했었다고.
그때는 닭가슴살이 이렇게 팩으로 있으면 닭가슴살이 2덩이 이렇게 들어있어요.
네?
그거를 하루에 2팩을 먹으면서 1년 가까이를 버텼었어요. 하루에 그것만 먹고.
1년을? 하루에 2팩으로?
비타민이나 이런 것도 챙겨 먹어라 했는데
네.
살을 더 빼려고 그것도 안 먹다가 영양실조 걸리고 막 그랬었죠.
피땀 눈물 그 앨범 나올 때 또 굉장히 고생 많이 했다고.
그때 제가 무슨 바람이 불어가지고 거울을 딱 보더니 잘생겨 보이고 싶은 거예요. 나도 좀 이제 외모가 괜찮은 멤버들 순위로 올라가고 싶다 이렇게 된 거였죠. 그래서 나도 살 좀 빼야겠다 해서 빼다 보니까 욕심이 너무 생겨가지고 10일간 한 끼만 제대로 먹었고
10일에 한 끼?
네.
와.
그거는
사람이 보태요, 10일에?
그래서 그렇게 한번 해보고 이제 다시는 이렇게 하면 안 되구나를 깨닫고 앞으로다. 그 이후로는 한 번도 해본 적이 없어요.
진짜 피땀 눈물이었네.
피땀 눈물이었어.
진짜 피땀 눈물이었어.
And honestly, can we really blame them for developing such an unhealthy relationship with food when everyone around them is pushing them to meet these impossible standards? What's even more heartbreaking is the ripple effect it creates, especially on young and impressionable fans who start to believe this is the ideal they should strive for. As a result, some fans begin to critique idols themselves if they don't conform to these unrealistic expectations. It's just truly tragic how damaging this cycle can be. At the end of the day, these idols are essentially products, brands. They're shaped into whatever the industry deems as beautiful. And when you look beneath the surface, the true cost of that so-called perfection becomes painfully clear. Intense pressure, unrealistic standards, and severe emotional and physical tolls. So yeah, that's basically all I have for you guys today. I am so sorry if the quality of this video isn't the best. I don't have my ring light, I don't have like my normal setup, but I'm at a hotel right now with Xavier. We're finally in Italy. It is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful here. Tomorrow we're gonna go view a house, so cross our fingers. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching my video. I appreciate you guys so much, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. Guys, I love you guys. Bye.